Can I Not Marry audio web novel Chapter 2 Casual Visitor. Do Lacey quickly returned home. After rushing to resolve her personal problems, she made a bowl of noodles. While preparing the instant noodles, she dazedly stared at the bowl. The following days to come, she needed to at least find a basic job. If she knew earlier on, she would have stocked up on instant noodles when the supermarket had their 2-for-1 promotions sale. As she grieved her regrets, the doorbell suddenly rang. Do Lacey opened the door to see the landlady smiling and standing at the entrance. Her heart dropped. The landlady only smiled so kindly when she's chasing up rent. Co do have you eaten? In the process, Do Lacey felt slightly guilty. Oh, how can you eat instant noodles? Instant noodles have no nutritional value. Next time you don't cook, come to Auntie's house to eat. Auntie's household always needs to cook. The landlady smiled very warmly. Immediately Do Lacey shook her head because she knew the meal money will be added to her rent. After exchanging a few more pleasantries, the landlady finally decided to get to the point. Co do, the next quarter's rent. I can give you the rent in a few days. These days, I'm a little tight. The landlady's facial expression changed, which made Do Lacey suddenly feel slightly breathless. A moment later, she resumed her elegant and dignified front. That's okay. Since you're really tight, then you can pay a bit later. Do Lacey breathed a sigh of relief. 3 days then, 3 days later I'll come to get it. How does that sound? The landlady quickly brought forward the suggestion with her loose tone. 3 days. How is 3 days enough? However, judging by her smiling expression, Do Lacey could only obediently nod. All right, when the time comes I'll send it to you. The landlady laughed ha-ha as she walked away. After closing the door, Do Lacey's head has increased 2 size. Originally, relying on the meager income of the newspaper job, she still managed to get by. However, now without a job and a credit card debt, if she pays the next quarterly rent, she's afraid she wouldn't be able to even eat instant noodles. Until the evening when it was time to sleep, Do Lacey pondered about her money issue. On the bed she tossed and turned, thinking of a solution to solve her personal financial crisis. Thinking for a long time, she started to daydream. How great would it be if money suddenly fell out of the sky? At that moment, an object flashed into her mind. She remembered the man she met during the day in the street today. The shining object in his hands enticed Do Lacey's hidden inner desire for money. How great would it be if the diamond ring is real? She kept thinking and felt innumerable diamond rings flying past her eyes. It kept on flying until she fell into a slumber. When Do Lacey woke up again, she was confronted by the overwhelmed sounds of the alarm clock ringing. Popping her disheveled head out from the quilt, she turned off alarm clocker on the bedside table, then alarm clock B on nightstand, followed by rolling out of bed to crush alarm clock C. By then she has fully waken. She scrambled up from the ground and rushed into the toilet to change her sanitary napkins, then proceed to wash her face, brush her teeth, groomed her hair and changed her clothes. Then she sleepishly wanted to grab her bag and head out when she suddenly realized, there's no bag. Then she remembered yesterday her bag was stolen by the speeding biker, and then she remembered she was made redundant by her boss. Zheng Zuzu also dumped her credit card and the rent. Do Lacey's mood once again plummet. How can one wake up and face so many troubles? She took off her coat, depressedly fell on the bed. Back to sleep then. Just when she wanted to sleep, suddenly the doorbell continuously rang. Do Lacey originally intended to ignore it, but the ringing showed no signs of stopping. So she had to get up from bed. Along with 2 large eye bags, she apathetically opened the door. Who are? She didn't get a chance to finish her sentence when she was shocked by the scene before her. At the front door stood an uncle dressed in a suit. Behind him also stood two emotionless men also wearing black suits and tie, coupled with dark sunglasses. The first words that flashed into Du Lacey's mind was, "Mafia. What do you guys want to do?" Du Lacey grabbed her shirt collar and stared at the three men outside in a panic state. "Are you Miss Du Lay?" The leader uncle asked and appeared serious. "Yes. No." She desperately shook her head. "Then I would like to ask, are you Miss Du Lacey?" For the first time in her life someone has calmly pronounced her name. This made Du Lacey feel very mystical. "Also no. You guys have found the wrong person. Then, may I ask if your surname is Du?" "No. My surname also isn't Du." After saying this, she prepared to close the door at the fastest speed possible. At this time, the landlady suddenly walked out and very enthusiastically exclaimed, "Co du." The expression on Du Lacey's face became petrified. "Miss Du, please come with us." Uncle made a please hand gesture. "I'm not going. You must have the wrong person." Du Lacey quickly shut the door. At the moment she tried to close the door, four hands obstruct and the two strong men in sunglasses stood before her, in unison said, "Miss Du, please." This time, she was completely dead. Stuck in between the two male guards and the stern uncle in front blocking the entrance, Du Lacey followed them out. Upon passing through the exit area, the security guard happened to be present. "Yo, Co Du, are you filming a gangster movie?" From security Big Brother point of view, with Du Lacey's net worth, appearance and stature, even if you beat her to death she wouldn't join an organized crime syndicate. Facing security Big Brother's warm greetings, Du Lacey suddenly felt like crying. Who has she provoked? How can staying at home come into contact with the mafias? Did she toss a noodle bag and choke dead the mafia's dog? But on second thoughts, dogs owned by a mafia wouldn't wander to a dustbin in search for food. She'd take great care dumping the garage though. Just as she was busy pondering, ahead the stern uncle suddenly stopped. A luxurious limousine parked in front of them. The degree of luxurious of this car had Du Lacey clueless of the brand. The stern uncle made his way to the window, appearing to be greeting the person inside. Then he opened the door and made a please hand gesture to Du Lacey who stood there. "Miss Du, the president is waiting for you inside."